Good evening, family. Hey, it's your brother, G. Hightower, the Entanglement Coach, coming in, yes, on a special Sunday night. Yes, it's Sunday Night Alive, and we're going to get into it. Hey, Dr. Clara, good to see you. We're going to get into it. We're going to have some fun tonight, family, because listen, tonight is really going to be kind of like going to do a unique brand of ministry tonight. Miss Andrea said, I can't even get a date. Well, Miss Andrea, I probably can help you with that. Hey, Dr. Cassandra's in the building. All right. Listen, you all come on in and hit the share button, and we're going to have some fun dialogue in here tonight. Tonight, family, we're talking about five things that Christians must never do on a date. Oh my God. Listen, I don't know what's wrong with us, but we just dating all wrong. For those of us, Miss Andrea, who are going out on dates, we're just dating wrong. Not all of us. I won't even say most of us, but a whole lot of us are just doing it all wrong. So we're going to talk about five things that you must never do. This is for men and women. So listen, I need y'all to go ahead and hit that share button. Hit that share button. Let's get some folks in on this broadcast. Because Shantae, Ebony, Christine, you know we got to help some people. Listen, those of you that are on YouTube, hey, La Princess, good to see you. Those of you that are on YouTube, you all go ahead and hit the share button as well. Because my God in heaven, listen, my job, let me go ahead and introduce myself for those of you that don't know me. I am the CEO of Real Love Nation. And Real Love Nation is a relationship development, premarital consulting, and divorce recovery firm. And I bring you 19 years. Yes, I'm in my 19th year, y'all. My 19th year as a pastoral counselor, as a relationships expert. So I'm not new to this. I'm real true to this, passionate about the mission of building healthy love relationships, helping men and women come together and develop healthy relationship practices so that we can move toward marriage. That is my goal. That is my life. I love it. I'm passionate about it. And I'm graced by God, gifted by God to serve in this area. So thank you for coming in, Pam family. I appreciate you. Miss Shantae says, I would love to get a date. Hey, Michelle Reyes, blessings on you. Good to see you. Walker, thank you for coming in. Lavora, thank you for coming in. I appreciate you. Blessings on you all. So listen, we'll give another minute or two and allow people to come in. But listen, first of all, why don't you all tell me where you are, tell me what city you guys are coming from. What city are you coming from? Let me shout out your city. What city are you in? Or if not where you're from, but where you currently reside, I'm born and raised in LA, currently residing in the great city of Atlanta. Glad to be here. This is my home, and this is where God has planted me. And I'm very grateful to be here in the city of Atlanta. Shout out to the great city of Atlanta. Shout out to the A. All right. All right. Jules says, I got my popcorn ready. Yes, it's going to be fun in here. All right. Wanda's from Dallas. All right. Big D is in the house. Shout out to my city, LA. Shout out to the Super Bowl champs, LA Rams. That's right. You know how we do it. One of the baddest Super Bowl halftime shows ever. Listen, there are 3 halftime shows in history, 3 Super Bowl halftime shows that history. Number 1, Michael Jackson, the greatest entertainer that ever lived. You already know what it is. Number 2, Prince. Wait a minute. How about God set it up for Prince? They told him it was going to rain, but as he's singing his song, Purple Rain, it actually starts raining down at the Super Bowl, and Prince doesn't miss a beat. He sings the song and tears the place up. Man, so that's number 2 of all time Super Bowl halftime performances. But number 3 of Super Bowl halftime performances, oh my God, what? Dr. Dre, Snoop, 50 Cent, Eminem, and Mary J. Blige. And oh man, let's not forget Kendrick Lamar, who lit up the place. Man, that thing was lit. All right, I see you. Dr. Clara's coming in from Houston, Racine, Wisconsin, Miss Rocky. All right, I see you. Raleigh, North Carolina, Miss Anita. All right. Of course, Christine coming in from Kingston, Jamaica, but she is currently residing in Rochester. Jules coming in from Canada. All right. Michelle's coming in from Statesboro, Georgia. All right. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. So we got a good host of people in here tonight. Amen. Yes, Dr. Yolanda, was an amazing halftime show. But again, that was only number 3 on the all-time list. Michael Jackson, number one. Y'all would have had to be there at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena to know what I'm talking about, all right? Number one, Michael Jackson. Number two, Prince. And number three, this halftime show that just passed. All right. All right. Shout out to Dr. Yolanda in Jonesboro, Georgia. All right. Good stuff, y'all. So listen, we're going to jump into it, talking about 5 things that Christians must never do. Now, some of these things are universal. They're applicable to anybody, whether you're a Christian or not. But I'm specifically focusing in on Christian people because hamburger, we just doing it wrong, y'all. Not all of us, but many of us are doing it wrong. All right, Stacy coming in from Augusta. I see you. All right, let's go. Let's get into it, family. Muriel Reed is in the building. Hey, Muriel, good to see you. All right, family. So I'm going to go in the order from 5 to number 1. We're going to go from 5 to number 1 all the way down. All right. Y'all ready? So if y'all ready, throw up a 5 real quick. Throw up a 5, throw up a 5, throw up a 5. Let me know that you all are ready for these 5 awesome love nuggets that I'm about to drop on you. And we're going to do it, barbecue it, grill it with some extra barbecue sauce. All right, y'all ready? All right, I see you, Miss Tanya. Here we go. All right, talking about 5 things Christians must never do while on a date. Oh my God, here we go. Number 5, what you must never do while on a date. Do not answer your phone on the speaker while you're on a date. Listen, let me tell y'all, let me help you in here tonight. I know this might sound overly simplistic, but while you're in the car and maybe you're trying to show off the fact that your car is new and that you have the answering device that it comes through your speaker in the car, don't you dare put that phone on speaker, or don't you pick up your iPhone or your Android and have that joker on speaker while you're on a date. You don't know who's calling you. And let me tell you, the devil is busy. Let me tell you, the devil will get inside of your friend and call you up and act like and do something crazy. Listen, the princess, people actually do this. Listen, and what you really got to be careful of, you really got to be careful of your ex calling you. Listen, I don't care if this is the mother of your child or the father of your child. Don't you dare do it, because listen, they may be feeling real spicy that night and call you up. And listen, don't ever answer numbers that you don't know who it is calling, and you pick up the phone and it be somebody on the phone talking about, and listen, y'all, I'm talking about that ex calls you up. No, not the ex that you don't like. I'm talking about that ex, that nasty one that you had to get delivered from. Y'all know what I'm talking about. We grown folks up in here. That ex that call you up talking about, yeah, what's up, girl? I'm over here thinking about you right now. What you doing? Oh, and you trying to get the phone off his speaker. And he done already heard, the man is in the car with you, and you done already heard his voice, this dude calling you up on the other phone, talking about, yeah, baby, what's happening? Where you at right now? I'm about to come through real quick. I know you asked me for some money earlier, so I'm about to come through and drop some money on you real quick. So what's up? You gonna have some dinner ready for a brother when I come through? I mean, what's up? And brothers, you know we guilty, because at least most ladies are classy enough and thoughtful enough to block out those kind of things. Men, we sloppy with our stuff. Most of us men, we listen, with the exception of the brothers who are class A players from the Himalayas, with the exception of class A players, a lot of men are just sloppy. So homegirl's calling you up. She's like, so where are you at? Guess what I got on? You're like, oh, and you're trying to figure out, your car is new. You haven't even figured out how to turn the phone off so you don't have it on speakerphone coming through your car. And you driving up and trying to look all cool, rolling out, dipping to the side, leaning close to baby. And here she is, here's your ex calling up, talking about, guess what I got on? Guess what I got on? I got on that Teddy, that red one that you bought me last Valentine's Day. I got that on. You want to come by? I made some food. I made your favorite. I made that vegetarian lasagna. And then you sitting up here like, and homegirl's looking at you like, and and you can't play that off. Listen, let me help y'all. Stop it. Don't ever answer the phone when you're on a date. Listen, I don't care who it is. All right. Listen, and don't ever put the phone on speaker. I don't know what y'all be thinking, because you know the devil is busy. Somebody's going to call up and act a plumb fool. Or it be one of your friends that be trying to clown, and they go too far with the joke. They act like there's somebody, somebody else, you know what I mean, and go too far with the joke. You know how friends do. Friends be trying to get you in trouble. Here you are on your first date, or maybe your second or third date, and you're trying to make a good impression with this person, and here your friends calling you up acting a fool. Listen, y'all ain't got time for that. Come on, Mona, you know what I'm talking about. Lisa, I'm talking about, listen, y'all, and listen, it be the ex that calls you up. I'm talking about that nasty one, that one you had to pray and you had to get on the altar and ask God to deliver you from that joker. Come on, brothers, you know what I'm talking about. That girl right there. Yeah, that girl, every time she call up, you get the sweat. Oh my God. Oh boy. It's Elvira. She make you sweat when you start thinking about her. Come on, brothers. You know who I'm talking about. That girl. The girl that be wearing those jeans. Them jeans. Yeah. The one that when you look at her, you're just like, oh my God. The way she walk and talk really sets it off. Listen, you know what I'm talking about, brothers. That one right there. And when she calls you up talking some mess like this, talking about, I got that teddy on, the one you bought me for Valentine's Day. You gonna come by? I made some food. Bruh, look at me. Okay? Listen, I don't care what you say all night. It's gonna take a whole lot of undoing in the mind of the woman you're now with to help her forget about this girl who just hit you up on the phone. All right? So listen, you can't be doing that. So don't answer the phone on speaker. Y'all stop it with your little fancy cars and your little fancy phone coming through all the speakers in the car and all this foolishness. Listen, don't be doing that. This ain't the time to be showing out. Put your phone on private, okay? Turn off the speaker in the car. So when the people call on your car, okay, boom, you can just talk privately and nobody hears your conversation. All right? I'm just trying to help y'all in here tonight. All right. Listen. Yeah. Come on, Dr. Claire. Or don't answer the phone at all. Now, if you have, hey, Shamira, listen. Now, if you may have a situation where your ex is calling you. It's the mother of your child. It's the father of your child. You may need to pick that call up. All right. But outside of that, man, y'all cut it out with all these answering the phone calls. Hamburger. All right. Lisa, help the men, but help these women too, because some of these women is off the chain with it. All right. And that leads me to love nugget number 5. What you must never do while on a date. Ladies and gentlemen, please, for the love of Christ, stop being deep, y'all. Oh my God. Listen, matter of fact, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna give y'all a 2-in-1 on this one. First of all, don't bring your ex on the date. All right. Let me talk about this one, because this one hits me deep. It hits me in a personal way right here. Don't bring your ex on the date. In other words, ladies and gentlemen, don't be sitting up there for the whole entire cotton picking date talking about your ex. We don't care. Listen, ladies, let me help y'all. And brothers, we guilty too, because brothers, I'm an equal opportunity preacher. So I'm about to pull up on you in a minute. But let me talk to my sisters first. Sisters, we don't care about your ex. We don't care. Listen, I don't care what cotton picking Elgin did. I don't care what he said. The only thing I'm concerned about is that you're with me now, okay? Because what happens inevitably, Veronica, is that you get to talking about Elgin and all the nasty things he did and all the terrible things he said and everything that he ain't and all this here. And then you get to get busy talking about him, and it conjures up feelings that you had based on your bad experiences with him. Now you're sitting up here and you steaming hot and you're almost mad at me. And I'm sitting up here looking at you like, oh my God, listen, I'm innocent. Yeah, but you know what, Elgin, you kind of remind me of Elgin. Matter of fact, he kind of had his hair just kind of like how you have your hair. Matter of fact, what kind of cologne you wearing on? Oh, I'm wearing Hermes. Aramis. That's exactly what kind of cologne he used to wear every time he went out and cheated with that heifer. Every time he went out with that heifer and cheated on me, he was wearing Aramis. Is you a cheater? Is you a cheater? That's what I need to know. That's what I need to know. Is you a cheater? So listen, it's like, wait a minute. What we're not going to do is be having conversations about Elgin, and now you feeling some type of way towards me. Yo, I'm innocent. Listen, the blood is not on my hands. my hands are clean, okay? And no, I am not a cheater. Yes, LaPrincess, Elgin be staying in trouble. You know what it is. Listen, brothers, let me help y'all. Brothers, listen. I don't care if this awesome woman who you are with, if she's a professional counselor, therapist, life coach, relationship coach, whatever she does. Brother, she is with you on a date. She is not your therapist at this time. Do not get on her virtual couch and start spilling out all your problems about all the stuff that Rasputia did to you, okay? Listen, she is not Rasputia. Then you sitting up here and you start to getting in this conversation and you start getting all heated. Yeah, that's why you can't be trusting these women. That's why you can't trust none of these women. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't none of these women loyal. And it's just not true. Unfortunately, sir, your heart hasn't healed. Your soul is still wounded. And now the more you keep talking about Rasputia, you're conjuring up those feelings about Rasputia. And all of a sudden, you start looking at her. You know what? My daddy told me about these women's. My mama told me too. My mama told me the only woman I can trust in this world is her. That's why me and my mama close. You got to meet my mama. You know you got to meet my mama, because if my mama don't like you, we ain't going to work out. And you got to make a determination in your mind right there. You know what? Our relationship is going to be short-lived. Yeah. Listen, Dr. Yolanda, can I tell you, I get it all the time. I cannot tell you, Dr. Yolanda, how many dates that I've been on with women. Oh, my God. And especially if they know what I do before we go out, I'm automatically going to be sitting there like, okay, I might as well get my notepad. I might as well, let me see. Let me go ahead and get my, okay. So go ahead and start from the beginning. So it started when you were 3 or when you were 5. Yeah. Okay. And then what happened? Oh my God, that's terrible. Yeah, I'm sitting up here. I'm a counselor the whole night. And she at the table, I'm sorry. I don't mean to get emotional. I'm like, hamburger, we ain't even ordered appetizers yet. Hamburger, and the waiter is coming up. The waiter is coming over there like double dutch. He don't know if he should get in or not. Should he come over and ask for appetizers? Should he come and take our order or not? Because he see homegirls at the table crying and da-da-da-da. And then people around us, they're looking at like, how? And then you can just almost hear the conversations like Mel Gibson in the movie, What Do Women Want? You can almost hear the conversations from other women looking down at you like this. I wonder what he said to her. I wonder what he said to her that got her over there crying. They just sat down and he done had us tail over here. And I bet you, look at him. You could tell he's a cheater. And he probably a beater and a cheater. And I'm already guilty. Listen, please, brothers, sisters, do not be bringing your ex on a date. Don't bring your ex on a date, all right? We ain't talking about exes on a date at all right? This is not a pertinent conversation for us to determine if we are compatible, all right? Let me help y'all in here, all right? Because you got me, I'm about to go to jail. Jewel, listen, you got me, I'm about to go to jail because everybody in there, listen, first of all, we're only one of 2 Black couples in this restaurant that I have brought you to. All right, that's first of all. And then you got the nerve to be sitting up here crying. We haven't even ordered appetizers yet. And you said, I'm sorry. And then people looking at me, and you got white folk looking at me like, look at him. He just looked guilty. Guilty as sin. I bet he ain't even a man of God. Listen, please, whatever you do, make sure that you get all that stuff out. Ladies, get with your girlfriends, get with your moms, sisters, prayer partners, whatever. Get all that out before you go out on a date. Brothers, y'all too. Get in the man cave, go to the lounge, go chill with some homies. You know what I'm saying? Get a brother, you know what I mean? Get with your pastor and get with somebody that you can get all that out. So when you get on a date, that you're free. All right. All right. Dr. Yolanda has a question. Let's take Dr. Yolanda's question. When a man shows interest in me, my first question to him is, are you emotionally available? Dr. Yolanda, I love this. This is a great first date question. And watch this. Some men may not even know what that means to be emotionally available. And Dr. Yolanda, this is a perfect time, not from a professional standpoint, but just as a woman, this is a perfect time for you to share what it means to be emotionally available, what it looks like. Because listen, most men who at least have a modicum of intelligence as relates to emotional intelligence, that is, most men are going to answer yes without even thinking. Because what? We don't want to appear like we lack emotional intelligence. We don't want to appear to be lacking much of anything. We're out trying to make our very best impression with you. So he's not going to say, oh, yeah, baby, I'm just not available at all on emotional level. You know what I mean? Like, I hold everything in. I suppress all that. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, he's not going to answer like that, Dr. Yolanda. So you'll have to figure out how to frame the question where A, it doesn't make him feel insulted, and B, that it allows him to share his heart judged. All right. Let me throw this in for free because my dear friend, Dr. Yolanda, throw this in. All right. Let me see. Make sure our Wi-Fi is good. All right. My Wi-Fi is trying to act up. All right. Here we go. So listen, let me throw this in for free. Listen, whenever, ladies and gentlemen, this is for both of us. Listen, whenever you ask people a question and it's something that's personal, the key to building a bond, okay, even if this doesn't turn into a romantic situation, you at least want to leave this situation where you can be friends or that you can leave part ways amicably. All right. What you don't ever want to do, ladies and gentlemen, you don't ever want to make a person feel judged when they start sharing their heart. Don't ask a question if you're going to judge a person based on the answer. I'm going to say that again because that's going to help some of y'all good old Pentecostal, apostolic, Kojic, full gospel Baptist, true holiness, apostolic Pentecostal region of the global region, from the Western hemisphere to the Eastern hemisphere. Let me help y'all. What you don't want to do, you do not want to you don't ever want to make a person feel judged when they are answering a question. All right. Let me close this up real quick. Inevitably, whenever I forget to turn my phone on do not disturb, somebody will call or text me right when I go live. Listen. So yeah, princess, you want to be prepared for the answer. All right. Because ladies, let me help you to the point of Dr. Yoganda's question. You want to ask men, are they emotionally available? Well, hey, Pamela Bell is in the building. Hey, Pastor Pamela, good to see you. Listen, what you don't want to do is you don't want to ask a man a question and you're not prepared for the answer. All right. And worse, even if you're not really quite prepared for the answer, don't judge the man because of the answer, whatever it is. Brothers, don't judge that woman because of how she answers you. All right. All right, that's very important. All right, let's get back to it. Boom. We're talking about 5 things Christians must never do while on a date. And some of these are universal. So even if you're not a Christian, you're watching me by way of YouTube or Facebook, listen, this could apply for you too, whether you're a Christian or not. These principles are universal. All right, here we go. So number three, what you must not do. Don't be deep, y'all. Don't be deep on a date. Hamburger. Listen, if you are a believer and you are a pastor like Pastor Pamela Bell, if you're like a prophetess like Dr. Yolanda, if you're an apostle like Apostle Michelle, listen, don't bring your titles on a date. Nobody cares. All right. Listen, I cannot tell you how many dates I've been out on women, and they have to just tell me all night long all the stuff they do in ministry, the multitudinous amounts of things, miracle signs and wonders that have happened, souls that have been saved, missionary journeys, and people they know in ministry and the stages they've been on. I do not give a cotton pick. Can I tell you? I don't care. Hey, Prophetess Don is in the building. Bless you, Don. Good to see you. Listen. Miss Rocky, can I help some people up in here? Tamika, can I help a few people? Listen, we don't care. All right. Don't be running off all your titles and all the things you do. And then there's always been this thing. And this is one of the reasons why. Now, I'm about to really be transparent here. All right. Now, if y'all going to allow me, hey, Miss Holmes, good to see you. Listen, if y'all going to allow me to be transparent, y'all throw up a 7 real quick. Throw up a 7, because I know some of y'all just be like, no, Dr. G, just stay funny. We don't want you to be transparent. I got to be transparent. So I need to make sure I'm in a safe space. Even though it's my broadcast, I got to make sure I'm in a safe space. So if I can share transparently, y'all gonna let me go ahead. Throw up a 7 real quick. Throw up a 7. Let me know that my own broadcast is a safe space. Bless you, Prophetess Natasha. Good to see you. Listen, here we go. All right. So listen. One of the reasons why, now I need you to please hear me with both ears. All right. Don't pretend to attend. I need you to be attending, which means active listening. One of the reasons why I'm not real big on dating women who are already in prominent positions of ministry is because oftentimes there's a spirit of competition that comes in among us as a couple. All right. Now, I'm going to tell you this straight up, Pastor Pamela Bell. It won't come from me. I don't have no need to compete with anybody. I don't compete with men. I don't compete with pastors, bishops. I don't compete with anybody. I never have. Because what I've learned, what the Spirit of God has taught me over the years is I got to focus on being the best version of myself. I'm just not gifted to do certain things that Pastor Pamela Bell can do. I'm not gifted to do certain things that Prophetess Natasha Bibbins can do. I'm not gifted to do certain things that Dr. Yolanda Walcott can do. I'm gifted to do what God has purposed me to do. This is one of the reasons why I am so passionate about purpose, because purpose allows us to focus in on our own lane. Now, my transparency, I will share this, that oftentimes I don't seek to date women who are in prominent positions of ministry, women who have their own churches, or women who have very busy itinerant ministries. No, not for me. Now, if that happens and God brings that to pass, then cool. I know it'll be an easy merging of our lives coming together, and I'll be okay with that. But for the most part, I don't want to be in a situation with a woman who feels like she needs to compete with me. So this is what I have discovered, Prophetess Dawn. My sister, Minister Cha, is in the building. Listen, Minister Cha, I have found this to be true, that once a woman finds out what I do and da 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 da. Matter of fact, here's a true story. I dated this one woman. Boom, Yale University. Phenomenal sister, phenomenal sister. She's a writer. She started following me. How we met is she started following my blogs that I was writing years ago, y'all. This is like 10 years ago when I was writing on relationships and all of this kind of stuff. And God was just blessing me to get invited to travel around the country just because of my blogs and me posting on Facebook on relationships. So now watch this. So now this sister, graduate of Yale University, okay? This woman, she started, when we went out, she started competing with me and started telling me, I saw what you wrote on that. Yeah, God gave me that revelation where you're writing right now. God gave me that revelation like 7 years ago. You're about right where I am, where I was 7 years ago. And she would always have these things that she was saying. And then her pastor invited me to preach. I went to their church to preach. And she was like, oh, yeah, you were pretty good tonight. You were pretty good tonight. I saw the spirit of prophecy flowing on you. Yeah, but, God was using me like that. I was flowing in that dimension like 10 years ago. Hamburger. What I don't want to compete with you. I don't want to compete with you. All right. I'm not in competition with you. I'm striving to be the best Gerald T. Hightower that I can be. I am not. I didn't know you 10 years ago. I didn't know you 7 years ago. And I'm not trying to compete whatever your legacy is from there. All right. So for many of us men, ladies, you all may ask the question, why don't men want us women who are in ministry? We ain't intimidated by your ministry. We just don't want to compete with the ministry. Because what I found, Prophetess Mona, a lot of women can't take off the ministry hat. They can't take off the prophetess hat. They can't take off the apostle hat and just be a woman. I just want to date you, the woman. I ain't trying to date your title, your position, your education, your money. I ain't trying to do none of that except just get to know you. All right. So listen, let me get back to this stuff. Listen. So ladies and gentlemen, don't be deep. Listen, I know one brother who he's a very well-known musician. And he never, ever, 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 ever talks about what he does. If you didn't know that he plays keyboard, organ, piano, that he plays 5 different instruments, if you didn't know that about him, he would never talk about it. All right. Now, watch this. On the other side of that is the braggadocious brother who uses his position, his experience, his money as a calling card. Listen, y'all, don't be deep. Listen, brothers, let me help you here. A woman wants to find out who you are as a man. She don't care if you're a bishop. She don't care how many places you travel. She don't care that you preached at Bishop T.D. Jakes' conference, and you probably didn't even preach. You just got up and did morning glory service at 9 a.m. before everybody came. Praise God. You didn't even preach. You just did morning glory. Yeah, I spoke at Bishop Jakes' conference at Manpower. No, you didn't. You did morning glory, 7 a.m. prayer. Minister Child, that joker didn't even preach. He got up and did morning glory, the morning prayer. No, listen, no shade to morning glory, but tell the truth and shame the devil in here tonight. Listen, brothers, women don't care about that. Women want to know, are you a man of integrity? Forget the position, forget the title. Are you a man of integrity? Are you a man, as Dr. Yolanda said earlier, are you a man who's emotionally available? Y'all stop being deep. Don't nobody care. And ladies, listen, thank God for your position and what you do. But listen, don't be deep and come into a doggone date and you say, oh, you know what? I'm a worshiper. I use the shofar when I worship. Do you know about the shofar? And then you sitting up here. I'm like, oh my God. Should I put on my tallit and pray? Oh my God. Oh my God. Nobody cares. Don't be sitting up here blowing the shofar and sitting up here talking about all this stuff. Nobody cares. No, I promise you nobody cares. You sitting up here, you thinking that you being deep. You thinking that you thinking that somebody's going to be impressed with the fact that you can blow the shofar. Listen, we don't care. Yes, I the Lord called me to the 7th dimension, and boo, you know what? You're kind of scaring me right now. Listen, I'm trying to help some people in here. Oh, Nakia's in here. Hey, good to see you, little sis. Listen, just cut it out. Stop being deep, all right? And listen. For y'all good old Holy Ghost filled folk with the oil is so heavy on your life. It's just dripping off your fingers. You're just so oily, praise God. You got oil all on the walls. Every place you go, you got the oil, praise God. God bless you. Listen, please don't get to speaking in tongues, all this here. If you pray on the date, okay, and you're in the restaurant, please don't go to the speaking in tongues. Well, I couldn't control it. And whoever with me, they going to have to understand because the Holy Ghost just be coming on me. I'm sorry. Let me help you here from a scriptural context because I know how you feel. But let me tell you what the word says that's real. The spirit of the prophet is subject to the prophet. So you can control it. What we do not want to do is be on a date and we're just praying over our mood. We're just praying over our meal. We're just praying over the food. Come on, we're just praying over the food. And here you are in the restaurant and you up in here praying. And Father, I thank you. I thank you, God, that you move mightily. My God, I feel the Holy Ghost. Come on, everybody in the restaurant, lift your hands. And we just going to praise God in here. I feel God. And our God is telling me right now, I feel the Holy Ghost. Can't you hear the shofar? That's in the spirit. That's in the spirit realm. Eatable. Somebody stole my condo. Hamburger french fry coat. Listen, boo, let me help you. If you get the cutting out with all that foolishness, I promise you, guess what this is going to be? This is going to be an alpha and omega date. The first and the last. The beginning and the ending all at the same time. Okay? I'm trying to help y'all up in here. Miss Holmes says I would get up and walk out. Listen, let me help y'all. All right? Come on, Minister Child. Listen, I'm hungry. And you sitting up here and say, oh, Lord, thank you. And God, I pray for the 7 dimensions of the spirit, that the 7 angels in the book of Revelations, God, that you send the angels to come and just dwell with us, God, and let the angels come down and sing in the spirit. Listen, okay? Nakia said I would start laughing and be out. Don't be deep on a date, y'all. Okay? Don't be deep. Listen, it's important to introduce who you are spiritually, but at the end of the day, being authentically you is what's most attractive. All right? Ladies, I promise you. Because if you real, we can see who you are in the spirit. We can see that. Listen, like the saints of old taught us, when you really got it, you don't have to talk about it. You don't have to promote it. You don't have to slide me a business card. I'm just saying. All right, here we go. Miss Holmes said, Lord, please send me a regular save, man. Listen, here we go. Love nugget number 2, y'all. Talking about 5 things Christians must never do on a date. Have y'all hit the share button yet? Come on, hit that share button. Let's get some folks in on this broadcast, y'all. You know we got to help some people. Here we go. Here we go. Love nugget number 2. And this is a very important one, y'all. This is a very important. Listen, when you go out on a date, okay, we talked about don't make your date a therapy session. All right. What you must not also do, don't make your date a testimony service. All right. Here's love nugget number 2. Don't tell everything on a date. Okay. Hamburger, y'all. Hamburger, y'all be doing too much. Y'all are part of the DTM crew, doing too much. This is not testimony service. This ain't you being on the altar, excuse me. I slept with a whole football team, but the Lord delivered me out of that situation. And the Lord said, I'm a virgin now. I'm a virgin. And when I get married, I can wear a white dress. Can you really wear a white dress, young lady? Oh my God. Listen, don't tell everything on a date, right? This is not the testimony service. This is not altar appeal, all right? Listen, we never want to be dishonest, okay? But what you also don't want to do is tell everything, all right? Listen, who we are as people, Lavora, La Princess, Miss Mona, we are like an onion. You should be able to peel the layers back over time as we're getting to know each other. All right. You on the first, second, or the third date, and you just telling everything about your life. Yeah, actually, when I was 19, I was on drugs and everything, and I shot about 8 people. I went to jail. I went to prison for about 9 years, but I got out because the Lord had a call on my life. You shot 9 people. Now, I do want to know that one up front. I'm being extreme, y'all, and I'm just being humorous. I do want to know that up front. But y'all know what I'm saying. Generally speaking, we don't want to be telling every single thing on the first date. Allow me time to get to know you as a person before you start telling me everything. That you and your cousin used to kill, squirrels in the backyard. You know what I mean? Listen, I'm just saying. Yeah, Jewel, I forgot to tell you, this is not the time to eat popcorn, okay? Whenever I'm doing a humorous broadcast, this is not the time to eat popcorn, okay? That's really dangerous. The princess said, I'm scared now. I'm doing a background check. I feel you. Listen. All right, here we go. Love nugget number 1. The most important thing you must never do on a date. Oh my God. Listen. Do not be deceptive. I know it sounds overly simplistic. And so, oh no, Dr. G, that's just a given. No, it's not a given. Okay. Guess what we learned about common sense, especially during the pandemic? We learned that common sense is not common. Okay. So don't be deceptive. All right. Let me talk about these men folk first. Matter of fact, let me talk about my sisters. Because again, this one cuts me deep, Shrek. This cuts me deep. Ladies, let me help y'all in here, especially to my sisters who, like my mom, went through cancer, lost all your hair, or perhaps you're dealing with alopecia or a number of different disorders while you may be dealing with hair loss or you may be completely bald. All right. Ladies, let me tell you, we as men, we ain't tripping off of wigs. We ain't tripping off of weaves. We ain't tripping off of none of that. Like I said, my mama lost her hair too, and my mama's still beautiful. And I know a host of beautiful, absolutely gorgeous women who have very, very short hair or no hair at all. So y'all stop tripping. If you stop tripping and start loving yourself, it will compel us to love and appreciate you as well. Now, that said, let me tell you, I went out on a date and this sister, she had me believing that this was her hair that was all up in her head. And it was. But she didn't tell me that part of the hair was purchased. Now, mind you, we have been dating for a while. We've been dating for a few months. So we were really close. All right. So now watch this. So I'm out on a date and we in the movie theater, you know what I'm saying? And, I put my arm around her and she like, boom, snuggled all in there. And I was like, hey, all right, boom. She snuggled all in the cut like this, you know what I mean? So I got my arm around her in the theater and, she's got this beautiful long hair. So Miss Holmes, I start playing with her hair. And when I start playing with her hair, I start hearing this breathing. I'm like, and so I'm starting to get a little pee at this behind me, and he had already put his knee in my back a couple of times. So, and he's about there, this corny dude, you know what I'm saying? Crazy little, dude behind me. Y'all know what I'm getting at, what I'm trying to say, what I was trying to say. Oh man, he back there making little funny noises. Here we are sitting up here in the Hollywood theater and he got his knee all in my back and he's making all these little funny, corny noises. So I'm hearing this deep breathing and it's a very serious part of the movie. And I'm like, what in the world is going on? So I'm tripping. I'm just like, okay, well, what's going on? And I'm like looking around and I'm looking back at homeboy. I'm like, hey, dog, I'm about ready to get it on with homeboy. I'm wondering why is he breathing heavy on my back like this? You know what I'm saying? But it's not him. He's sitting back. He's cuddling with his girl. And I'm like, okay, it's real dark in the theater. It's a very suspenseful moment in the movie. So I'm tripping. I'm just kind of like, okay, well, I don't know what's going on. I'm looking around. And I'm not hearing anything. And I'm just like, okay, what's going on? So I got my hand around baby girl, you know what I'm saying? We chilling all in the cut. And I'm like, okay, I don't know what's going on. I'm hearing this heavy breathing. I'm looking all around. And like I said, it's a very suspenseful time in the movie. So it's really, really dark. The theater is dark. And I'm kind of like tripping because I'm like, okay, what's going on? Looking around. I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. Listen, I'm tripping. I'm like, what in the world? I look up, y'all, and it's her. It's her. I'm like, oh. And she's looking at me, and I can see her red eyes just piercing through the darkness, looking at me. And I'm like, oh, what in the world? And she's like, who told you to touch my hair? And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't know. Oh my God. Listen, I could not. Oh my God. My heart was about to jump out my chest. I'm telling you, I did not realize that she was really sensitive about the fact that she had a wig on. And I didn't realize it because she had made me to believe. Now, mind you, we've been dating for about 3 months. She made me to believe that this was her hair. And it was. But she didn't tell me that it was purchased. I thought it had been purchased by God. She purchased it out the store. Oh my God, listen, 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 Minister Child, I'm telling you. So I was just like horrified in that moment. So I felt like for me, Jill, listen, I felt like I had been deceived. And she was mad at me for the whole rest of the date. She's just like, I'm like, are you okay? Yeah, I'm just really sensitive about my hair. You just really shouldn't have just been running your fingers through my hair. I mean, it's really appropriate to ask somebody, and I'm like, okay. So at this point, I'm all in the wrong. And as a humble brother, I know how to say, I'm wrong. I apologize. Because I really wanted to try to have a good rest of the date, but we did not have a good rest of the date. We didn't even make it out for dinner. After the movie, she was still hungry. I knew she was hungry. She didn't want to go out to eat. She was just like, no, I'm really kind of tired. It's a Saturday. You ain't going to work tomorrow. I'm really kind of tired and I need to do some things at home. So we didn't even go out to dinner, y'all. I just took her to the house. So please, I implore you, please be honest and let us know up front because we cool. Listen, Jill, I just wanted a good day. But listen, Barbara, I couldn't do it. All right. Listen. So now let me talk to my brothers. Brothers, please be upfront. Brothers, listen. You pulled up in a nice car. All right. The car's like $60,000, $70,000 car that you're driving. All right. It is natural for her to assume that you got money. All right, brothers. If you ain't got no cheddar, please don't front like you got cheddar and then you don't. All right. It is the worst, brothers. It's the worst. All right. Don't be acting like you got it like that. You know what I'm saying? You pulled out a wad and it was one $100 bill wrapped around 50 ones. Like you about to go to the strip club and be throwing ones up at diamond to somebody. Listen, brothers, let me help you here. Don't front on the sister. If you ain't got no cheddar like that, take the sister out on a modest date. You ain't got a front and try to roll up at Ruth Chris and then the bill come out and it's $200 and you like, oh yeah, all I got is $195. You got the tip? Can you get the tip on this? No, she doesn't have the tip. It's not her job to have the tip. It's your job to have the tip. You took her out. You rolled up in this restaurant, rolled up in your fancy car like you got all this cheddar to make her life a little better. And you're sitting up here. You ain't got no cheddar. You got American slice of cheese with the plastic on it. You ain't saying nothing. Listen, don't be fronting. All right. If you don't have it like that, then take her out on a modest date. Don't be rolling up to Ruth Chris. Don't be rolling up to some 4 or 5-star place and you got 3-star money. Okay? Take her out. I'm saying take her to a nice Mexican spot, Taco Tuesday. You know what I mean? And let her have all the tacos that she wants. And then you can give her 2 or 3 margaritas, virgin margaritas, and you can give her 2 or 3 margaritas and have a nice time. Well, don't be trying to front and roll up to this cool spot and you ain't got money like that. Oh my God. Wait a minute. Tanisha, who are you going out with? Listen, I don't even know any brothers that got a toupee. Who are you going out with? Hamburger. Tanisha, you must be going out with them rich brothers that done lost their hair they done lost all their hair trying to make money. Oh my God. Stacy said, my son is talking about his prom date to Waffle House. Listen. All right, y'all. So listen, y'all. I hope this has blessed you. I hope this has blessed you. I just wanted to come on. Those are 5 things we must never do while on a date. All right, y'all. I hope this blessed you. Hamburger. I just want to see us do better so we can have some healthy love relationships. I just want to see us do better, y'all. For real, for real. My God. All right. I'll take a couple of questions. Let's see. I got about 10 minutes. So I'll take about 2 or 3 questions, y'all. If you have any relationship questions, by all means, give them to me. I'll take 2 or 3. I'll take 2 or 3. Minister Child, we got to have some heated fellowship. Oh, goodness. I'll take 2 or 3. If you have 2 or 3 relationship questions, I'll be glad to take them. Tanisha going out with dudes wearing a 3-pay and a, oh my God, hamburger. Praying for you, Miss Tanisha. Shantae said she went out with somebody who permed their hair. Oh my God. Hey, Miss Lynette, good to see you. All right, here's Miss Nakia with a question. Great question, Miss Nakia. Okay, Miss Holmes, I see you. Miss Nakia said, how long would you say it takes a man to know if he could see himself marrying you? Great question, Miss Nakia. Great question. Great question. Miss Nakia, I'm going to come right back to your question. I want to take Miss Holmes' question first because Miss Nakia, your question is going to lead us into a good conversation. So Miss Holmes says, what do you think of online dating sites? All right. So what I feel about online dating sites is that they do work. I have several friends. I have 3 personal friends, 3 couples that are married. One couple, they're celebrating this year 12 years of being married. 12 years? Let's see. 2016. No, they're celebrating 15. Oh my God. Let me see. 8. Yeah, 14 years. They're celebrating 14 years this year. They're celebrating their 14th wedding anniversary, and they met online. So they do work. But today, with an increased level, Ms. Holmes, of mental health issues and things like that, I would say be very, very, very careful. Very, very, very careful. All right. In my group coaching program, I actually have a component that I teach the things that you should be looking for, how to vet properly in an online dating situation. There's several things you can do. Yeah, you can do the background check and all that, but people are not always honest about their history and their background, and some things cannot be available. And listen, then on the other hand, a person's background check can be extremely clean, pristine clean, but it doesn't speak to the inward issues that he's dealing with. So I talk about that in my group coaching. If you're interested, Ms. Holmes, I will definitely share that information with you. Because my group coaching program is phenomenal. By the way, all of you who are part of my group coaching, my God in heaven, guess what? We're back on Tuesday, y'all. We're back on Tuesday. This coming Tuesday, we'll be back in our group coaching. It's going to be phenomenal. This week, we're going to be talking about several things in our group coaching. So thank you all for your patience. Those of you who have been waiting, we're getting right back into it. It's going to be all the way live, y'all. You don't want to miss it. All right. This coming Tuesday, it's going to be at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. on the West Coast. All right. That's 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. on the West Coast. This coming Tuesday, which is the 15th. All right. March 15th, this coming Tuesday. All right. So let's see. Let's get back to Miss Nakia's question, because this is a great question. So the question is, how long would you say it takes a man to know if he could see himself marrying you? So I always talk about this, ladies, and this is important for you to know, that it doesn't take a man who's intentional about being married. It doesn't take him long to determine if you are the one for him. All right. It doesn't take us long. When men are stringing you along after a year, they still don't know. He's not the one. It's really that simple. And ladies, let me tell you this, that men who are not intentional, men who are not marriage minded, they will go along with however you allow them to go along. So if you will allow them to continue to date you and you all hanging out a year, 2 years, unless you're not marriage minded, but if you're still hanging out, dating after a year, 2 years, and he hasn't made his intentions known to you, he hasn't shared with you a vision about how he sees you being a part of his life and how he desires to be part of your life, ladies, you got to listen, boom, it's time to wash your hands and move on to the next level. Because if your desire is marriage, let me tell you about men. And I'm specifically speaking of men who are on the other side of 30, and definitely men who are on the other side of 35. All right. Ladies, if you're in your 20s, most men are not ready for marriage in their early to mid 20s. Men start thinking more about marriage in their late 20s, all right, on the other side of 27, going towards 30. Most men, and this is not true for all men, okay? Some men are exceptional, especially men who are in the military, men who have already graduated from college. They already have a great sense of vision. They've already had great experiences. They've already traveled around the country or traveled around the world. And so they have real life experience. They've lived life at least a little bit. And so now they're ready to settle down. Right? They're ready to devote themselves to just one woman. They want to build a family. They want to build a life with one woman. All right. So that's it, ladies. Most of those men, please hear me now. Don't want to be misquoted, because some of y'all will run out of here and say, Dr. G said ain't none of these men ready until after on the other side of 30, 35. That's not what I said. What I am saying, that most men are really not focused and become marriage minded until they're about 30. All right, between 30 and 35. And it all depends on how that man was raised. It depends on the examples that he has in his own life. And it depends on the vision that he has for his life. All right. So to answer your question directly, Nakia, for most men, if we're spending quality time with you, we can really figure that out in somewhere between 3 years. I with you. And again, this is if we're getting a chance to spend quality time together. Now, if all we're doing is hooking up over the phone, I haven't had time to be in your presence. So we may be building a very strong bond, but we gotta spend time together. Quality time. We gotta spend time together so we can really determine if we share what I call COP, compatibility of purpose. All right. There's a lot that we can learn about each other over the phone, FaceTiming, WhatsApp, and all that. But in order for me to really get to know you, I've got to spend time with you. And once a man spends time with you, ladies, somewhere between 3 to 6 months, he should already have a vision in his mind about where he sees you in his life. All right. That doesn't mean he's going to propose, but he should already be seeing you if you are getting the opportunity to spend quality time together. All right. I hope that helps, Miss Nakia. Let's see. Miss Letitia has a question. Miss Letitia said, what if you are familiar with the person because you're in similar circles? Wouldn't the first date require in-depth questions? That depends, Letitia. It depends. There are no set formulas for every single person. Every single person is different. So it depends. Even if you are familiar with each other, you and I could be sharing workspace together and I'm familiar with you, but I haven't gotten to know you on a personal level. So in-depth questions should be really determined by the level of connection that we have. If I'm just familiar with you high and by, yeah, we've been in similar circles and I see you every day. But if we don't have a real connection, then the in-depth question, depending on how deep you're talking about, Miss Letitia, might not be quite appropriate. For a man to ask certain questions about a woman, i.e. her sex life, and we're on the first date, nah, that's not appropriate. Okay. And vice versa. So it depends on the level of the level of connection that you have, Letitia, even if you are in familiar spaces with each other, if you're in similar circles. The first date doesn't require in-depth questions unless you have a connection. You already built a level of rapport already. And unless you've already established rapport with each other, it wouldn't be appropriate to ask in-depth questions unless that person is open to that. And then you, of course, are mutual. And let me say this to you, Miss Letitia. Let me say this to all my sisters. Ladies, 2 things I want to tell you. Don't ask questions that you don't want to. Don't ask questions, number one, that you don't want to be asked of yourself. Okay. So in other words, if you're asking a question, then you want to be ready to respond to that same type of question. All right. That's number one. Number two, if you are giving something or if you are expecting something, be ready to give that same thing in return. All right. Don't have a double standard, ladies. Whatever you're putting out there is the same thing that you want to receive in return. All right. All right. There we go. All right, let's move on. Let me get to this next question. I'm going to take two more questions. Hmm. All right, Miss Tanya Jackson says, do you believe that love at first sight is possible and true? Yes, Miss Tanya, I absolutely do believe in love at first sight. Absolutely, absolutely. Oh, good. And purr. I do believe in love at first sight. Absolutely. Um, I do believe in love at first sight. Now, here's the thing. Because many men that I know personally, Minister Cha, um, okay, excellent. Excellent, Elder William. You'll be my last question. Elder William will be my last question. So, love at first sight. Let's talk about this real quick. This is a great, great question. So, love at first sight, absolutely, I believe in it. And here's why. Because again, men who are marriage minded, men who are very intentional about building something with a woman, usually when that man identifies a woman, not only how she looks, but he's also determined who she is, certain qualities that he's identified, certain virtues about how she carries herself, how she treats other people, how she interacts with him, the kind of energy that she gives off, her relationship with God, all those wonderful things. When a man sees that type of woman, yeah, absolutely, it can be love at first sight. Now, when today, because we live in such a highly sexualized society, you got to be really careful with the whole love at first sight thing, because a lot of us that are thinking love at first sight is really being driven by lust or our need for financial security. All right. I know a lot of women who will give their whole body to a man who's got it going on financially, and he's willing to do nice things for her, take her on trips, buy her nice things, buy her a car. I know women who will give up the cookies on the first date. And y'all can argue with me if you want to. I've seen it happen in the church. A man who dresses nice and rolls up in a nice car, and they know he's a man who's got a business and he's this and he's that, or he's got a prominent position in the church. Honey, please, she'll give up them cookies on the first date. And I'm talking about silly women, not women who are virtuous women, because virtuous women don't do that, period. All right. But so we've got to be careful with that, because if your decisions for relationships are financially driven or lust driven, you can think that you're in love, but in reality, it's something that's not real love at all. It's something that you're just really attracted to from your soul, not something that's being led by your spirit. All right. All right, so let's go. Last question, my brother Elder Sims. Can you explain more about the chemistry subject? So I talked about earlier today, Minister Child. I talked about earlier in our broadcast this morning about chemistry, that chemistry is a liar. And what happens is a lot of us, we will have a relationship, La Princess, and we'll absolutely, La Princess. A lot of times we'll think that because we have great chemistry, we have this great connection. Oh my God, we have so many things in common. Oh my God. Oh man, I'm telling you, Apostle G, man, we just hit it off right off the bat. It was cool. It was smooth with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, she got it all together. She that total package. You know what I mean? We just had great chemistry. Okay, well, tell me something about her. Tell me about who she is. Well, it's a whole lot I don't know. Like, I can't really put it in words. You know what I'm saying? But it's just a feeling. You know what I mean? And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? That chemistry connection that feels so strong and feels so deep, it gives off these great endorphins on the inside of us that feels just like being in love. But oftentimes, what feels like love, that whole euphoric feeling, we have this great chemistry, guess what? Sometimes it's not a love bond, Elder Sims. Sometimes it's a trauma bond. Oh my God, Elder Sims, you're going to make me teach on a Sunday night. Bless you, Heather. Good to see you. Listen, the trauma bond connection can feel just like a love bond connection. All these endorphins, oxytocin being released on the inside of you, and you're feeling this deep connection. You're feeling the intimacy, and you're feeling the oneness, and we're coming together. Oh my God, she shared her vision, I shared my vision, and da 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 da. And you have all this sharing happening. But what is really taking place, Prophetess Dawn Lavora, what's really taking place, Elder Sims, is we're sharing past pain. And based on past pain, we've developed a bond based on past pain. And that trauma bonding experience feels just like a love bonding experience. So we've got to be careful with the idea or the concept of love at first sight. We've got to make sure that we're taking the time not just to be drawn to how they look on the outside, but we have to learn who they are on the inside. I'm coming into oneness, not with your good looks. I'm coming into oneness with your spirit. I'm coming into oneness with your soul. Who are you on the inside? I see you look good on the outside. You got it going zone. Yeah, I love it. Wonderful presentation. You're beautiful. But are you also beautiful on the inside? The qualities of who you are, does that match the Proverbs 31 woman? So this is what I need to know. All right. Come on, come on, Pamela. Listen. And the trauma bond will cause you to end up in a situationship instead of building a relationship. All right. Listen, I gotta go, y'all. This has been so good. But I hope that you were blessed tonight. Thank you all for coming in. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. You're certainly welcome. Thank you. Said, if you have registered for our group coaching, you can definitely join us this coming Tuesday. We got some phenomenal stuff that we're going to dig into on this coming Tuesday. You don't want to miss it. All right. Love and blessings to y'all, family. Thank you for coming in and sharing part of your Sunday night with me. This has been wonderful. Thank you, Nakia. I appreciate you. Thank you, Dawn. Good to see you both. Blessings on you. Thank you, La Princess. Good to see you. Thank you, Miss Rocky. And listen, make sure you all are following me. That way, when I go live, you'll receive a notification that I'm live. Sandra Fabiola, bless you, my dear. Thank you, Shantae, Tanisha. Thank you all for coming by. Elder Sims, appreciate you, my brother. Blessings on you all. We'll see y'all next time. All right. God bless.